Hey guys, welcome to day 30 of the 44-day challenge. We are plugging along. My name's Scott Duke. You're inside the Wellstand studio. The 44-day challenge is a little program we've put together where for 44 days, I read a book every single morning on how to sell your business, pull out the knowledge from that book and get it out to you guys where it can be best utilized. So today's book, and these are always questionable. I mean, we see these for Dummies books absolutely everywhere. Every single topic they have a book on, including how to sell your business. And this one is Selling Your Business for Dummies, okay? Now, the big question when you look at these dummy books are who is the author? Who actually wrote the book? Because they contract people out to write these books. And in this case, John Davies, who is the CEO of Sunbelt. Now, Sunbelt, if you don't know, is the largest business brokerage in the world. They sell more businesses than anybody. So you're dealing with a really credible and experienced author that has actually written this book. And I will say, questioning this book at the start, if it was going to be any good, this is for sure, no question, 100% in the top 5. Definitely, if not pushing to top 2. We still have, another 14 days to go here in the 44-day challenge. Lots more books to review, but as we sit today, definitely one of the top books. So what did we pull out of this book? Okay, we're gonna cover sales process from top to bottom. We're gonna cover evaluating your business's transferability, and we're also gonna talk about some stats, some really interesting stats that came out of this book. All of that's gonna be done on the whiteboard, which I'm finding is way easier for teaching this stuff because there's some visual to it. But I am gonna pull the quotes out of here to start just in front of the camera right now before we switch views. So some of the quotes that we pulled, which is, again, kind of interesting stats. Buying a business delivers 3 prolonged return on investments. So these are things you're going to want to focus on when you're going to sell your business that make selling your company and for the buyer purchasing your company different than just going out and buying a stock or a bond. So buyers want a good income. So the business is going to give them a good income. And what John's saying here is that it needs to be that $100,000 mark. He says that that's the sweet spot. Once you reach that $100,000 mark income that an owner can take out, your probability of selling is much higher. The next is a decent, downright good return on the purchase price invested. So whatever that buyer is putting down, they need to know that out of that business, they're going to get a decent return on their money. And your business should be able to provide that, and it should be able to provide higher than what they can get in other investment vehicles. And the next is a future payoff when the business is developed into a great success that can be sold to a new round of buyers. So at the end of this particular buyer, when you sell your business, they purchase it, they're going to operate it for 5, 10, 15, 20, who knows how many years, and they're going to sell it and they're going to receive a return on that. So those are the 3 returns that you want to focus on when you're going to sell your company: the return of an actual salary that they're going to get, the return on their investment that they put down, and the return they're going to get at the end of the day when they go to sell it. The next quote we pulled out is on money versus time. And this one I actually spoke to a business seller about yesterday, and I thought this quote was pretty good. All right, money versus time. If your business has some weak areas, and then he says in quotation, as many do, selecting your sale approach is largely a matter of weighing money versus time. It is necessary for you to launch your sale process now. If it is necessary for you to launch your sale process now, are you willing to delay while you get your business into a stronger shape for the sale? In short, do you want to obtain the highest possible price for your business, or do you place higher value on getting out as quickly as possible? And that's the thing. You can sell your business today, no problems, but it's going to be reflected in the price. You're going to take a serious price hit if you shorten that time window. If you have a nice runway before you want to sell your company, then you can work on improving it over the course of 1, 2, 3 years and get your maximum price. But of course, that takes time. All right, those are the quotes that we pulled out of Selling Your Business for Dummies. We're going to move over to our whiteboard and we're going to talk about sales process, evaluating your transferability, and some stats from other businesses that have sold. And again, book was written by John Davies, and John owns Sunbelt, the CEO of Sunbelt, the largest business broker in the world. So they have lots of stats to pull from. Okay, to the whiteboard. Okay, and I will just magically appear here after a digital fade, and we're up the whiteboard and we're talking about the process that you're gonna go through when you sell your business start to finish, all the major steps. These are high level steps in the sales process. At Wellstand Business Brokers, we actually have over 180. So this is definitely a short, condensed list. But these are the majors, and every book has this in it or some form of it. And I found that Selling Business for Dummies was probably the better one that I've come across. So that's why I pulled it out and put it on the board for you guys. So basically what we're dealing with here is number one step, prepare business for sale. And I put, you're gonna be looking at 2 months to 2 years to do this. And I highly suggest, if you have the time, get out ahead of this and start today. In fact, you should be working on this the whole time you're operating your business. But anyhow, the shortest you'll probably be able to do it really is 2 months, and you kind of want 2 years to be realistic. So then you're going to assemble your business sales team. And we've talked about this in many of the 44-day steps, so you can rewind and look at other days, and we highlight how to put your team together and who should be on your team. So you got to do that. Then next, you're going to price your business, and whether you're, you know what, don't do this yourself. Just don't. Get a professional to do this, because you need to get close on this. This is so critically important to get your business valued and get the price close to what the market is going to pay for it. Otherwise, you're not going to attract any interest. So price your business. You can set a month for this to find somebody. And a lot of these hack things can happen in sync. So, and in parallel. So don't say, oh, I got to do 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. They can happen at the same time. Assembling and creating sales materials. So this we've talked about as well. This is your offering memorandum. This is your blind listing. This is just the listing that you're going to be putting up onto websites. This is what you're going to be giving people when they have interest in your company, your confidential business offering. So assembling and creating sales materials. Critical, critical, critical. This is your sales piece. And when you think about your company, how long do you take to put together a radio ad to advertise a product? How long do you take to put together just a brochure that you're going to be mailing out? This is your marketing your whole company. So this takes time. So make sure you put the time into it so you get the results you want. Next step, finding and working with buyers. Once you get a buyer, you're going to be working with them. Obviously, this is a major step. You want multiple buyers. We've talked about that before to bid up your price. Then 6, doing due diligence. And I put 1 to 2 months. This could, depending on the size of your business, could be shorter or longer than that. But the due diligence is a big part of selling your company and building trust in your buyer. And this is something that you want to be prepared with all the documents beforehand. 7, structuring and negotiating the deal. It's obviously a big part of it. You're going to be working with your legal team when you're doing that as well. And negotiating the deal is a huge part, right? So if you're not an experienced negotiator, it's not something that you think is a skill set that you have, you're definitely going to want to work with an intermediary, because this is, so many deals die here, right? It's all about keeping the deal alive in the negotiation. Okay, closing the sale. This is under 1 month. It's not, once you've gotten through all of this, closing the sale is kind of a minor point. Not minor, it's a major point, but it doesn't take as long because a lot of the work's been done beforehand. And then passing the baton, the transition. This is often forgotten. People go, they get to 8, they close the sale, they take their check, they're super excited, away they go into the mist, and they forget that passing the baton and making sure that that business owner that has purchased it is going to be successful is very important. And my suggestion is that when you're in due diligence, you should be working with the potential buyer on a transition plan. So transitioning the employees, transitioning the knowledge that you have inside your head to them, and transitioning leases, whatever it might be. The plan for transition should be being done during due diligence. So this is the high level sales process. These are all the major key components you're going to have to go through to sell your business. All right, we're talking about transferability. This is incredibly important to your buyer. Your buyer wants to know that every asset, whether it be tangible or intangible, within the company is going to easily transition to them. The easier you can make that process and the more comfortable your buyer feels about it, the better chance your company has of selling. And these are the major 4 that were highlighted in Selling Your Business for Dummies. And there's actually a worksheet in this book that you can fill out, and it gives you an idea of where you sit with regards to transferability. It's one of the reasons I really like this book. There's active worksheets all the way through it. So transferability of your customers, how easy is it going to be to make sure that the customers stay with the company after it transfers? Transferability of the capabilities and processes within the company. Again, we've talked about this a whole heck of a lot of times. Make sure you have processed your business to death. because that's going to give so much, make the buyer so much more comfortable when they come to purchase. Transferability of business contracts. So every contract you have with supplier, every contract you have with a customer, make sure that in that contract, it states that it can transfer at the time of a business sale. Very important. We're going to build a lot of trust and confidence for a buyer. Transferability of the workforce. So this is your key employees or all of your staff. If you have contracts in place that are going to exist beyond the sale of the company, that is going to give a lot of confidence into your buyer. So these are the 4 that they highlighted in the book, and very important. There's more, and you need to make sure that everything you do builds transferability. Work on this at all times. The next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna rate this board. We'll do a whitewash of the video, and we're gonna come back and look at some stats. All right, this I thought was pretty cool. It's just interesting information to get out to you guys to end off our video today, day 30 of the 44-day challenge. I can't believe it. So 5 to 12 months, that's the average time it takes to sell a business. And again, this is from John Davies, who's the CEO of Sunbelt. So coming from a credible source with lots of data points to pull off of. The average sale price, the median asking price is $250,000. And this represents 3.4 times of earnings. Again, the vast majority of companies in the world are small companies. So this is kind of a reality of the median asking price, and this is what people are asking, which is 3.47 times earnings. But what do things actually sell for? 2.7 times earning is the median sale amount. Now, every industry is different, and you can't take this and multiply it and know exactly what your company is going to sell for. Again, you need to do a proper evaluation, even if just to build trust for the buyer. But this is an interesting number to know. Most sellers are 55 plus. Of course, that's, I guess, would probably be natural, but it's interesting. And then 95% of buyers purchase where they live. So this is one that I really wanted to focus on, because a lot of the sellers that I sit down with are thinking, well, we're going to get some foreign buyers that are coming in and purchase our business, or this business is going to be attractive to a global marketplace. Not the reality. 95% of purchases are done from people that are purchasing where they live. And it makes sense, but it's just interesting that that's the actual fact and stat that's coming out of this book. Okay, guys, boom. 30 days we've been going at this in the 44-day challenge. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this information is of value to you, and you tune again in tomorrow where we roll out day 31 of our 44 days. I'm Scott Duke. Thanks, and have a great day.